Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. My name is Robin Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. Let me just check and make sure that my microphone is working. It's looking pretty good over here. Hopefully, everything is all as well. So, tonight I am live on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. So, welcome in, welcome in. So glad to see you here. Again, my name is Robin Heron, and I am your carnivorous grandma. We are checking in tonight. Sorry if it's loud over here. Y'all know I got a house full of grandkids. There's nothing I can do about it, right? It's just nothing that can be done here. I don't have my headphones, so basically, all the noises get to come in. So hopefully they'll chill out. But anyway, I hope that everybody's doing well. Happy Saturday. I have had a quite an eventful day today, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. And then I have a topic that I really want to cover off on tonight, because if you see my video, I posted up on TikTok today and also on YouTube today, or maybe I'm still working on it. I'm talking about sleep, y'all. Sleep. The sleep is becoming a problem. So I just wanted to pop in here today and let's talk about a little bit about what's been going on. So I've been doing pretty much videos every single day. And hopefully you guys have been seeing those. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up down in the comments if you have been seeing those videos. I've missed a few days, or I've like let a couple of them pile up. So today I'm working on a couple of those to get them out for you. And I'm trying to do a video every single day. And for the summer, they're really kind of I can't say they're uncut because I do spend quite a lot of time putting them together and making sure that they're cut up and, got music and stuff like that in them. But they're really like just whatever I'm thinking about that day. And so those are the kinds of videos that I like to do in the summertime. I like to, get a lot of videos out, put video out every single day. And so that's really one of my goals for the summer. Let me know if you guys like those because, it's basically what we're going to try to do all summer long. In addition to that, I have multiple shows that I'm doing. And so I have my Carnivorous Grandma Speaks, which is what we're doing tonight, which is me. And a lot of times I will do interviews on this show. When I have a guest, I can't really post them up on TikTok because I have not figured out how to actually stream to TikTok through StreamYard. So one of these days I'll figure it out, but so far I haven't done it. So when I have a guest, I'm not able to do that. But tonight it's just me by myself. So I'm streaming live on TikTok with you guys. So that's one of my shows. It's called Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. If there's an interview, it's either Carnivorous Grandma Speaks or it's the Women of Wisdom series or it's chatting with doctors. Um, so I love to bring the doctors on and talk with the medical practitioners, especially those that are in the space and talking about proper human diet, talking about healing your body with nutrition. And so that is something that is really close to my heart and really I'm passionate about it. So that's a thing that I do on my channel. I recently added a new show, and that show is called Coach's Corner, and it's with Coach Sherrod Brown, who is a coach on my team at CG Health Coaching. He's been a carnivore for a year and is working on his coaching certification. So we're working together, and it's really good. He's going to be a great coach. So outgoing, not like me. I mean, I'm just not that outgoing. Very friendly. He talks to everybody. He will meet somebody. He's never met a stranger. And so I love his personality and I love the way he is with people. Very passionate also about health and nutrition and learning about the body and what happens within our bodies as we consume all this excess sugar. So that's been a real problem for a lot of us. So that's another show. And then, of course, on Monday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I have a show. It's called Hey Sister Girl. And so, it's kind of primarily focused at women, but of course, everybody's welcome because all of the topics that we talk about in general are, relevant to everybody. So that is Hey Sister Girl, and that is also up on it's up on YouTube. So those are kind of the things that I'm doing in the space. In addition to that, though, I have my health coaching practice, which I started last year. Um, I really developed my own program because I was seeing a little bit of a gap here, particularly in African American, that I didn't see very many of us. No, not a lot of people that look like me that were in this space. And so I wanted to create my own coaching program. So I did that last year and I've kicked that off. And so you can check that out at my CG Health Coach. .com, and you can see all about what goes on with the coaching program and all of that kind of thing. And then I want to just really briefly touch on Impact because Impact is it's such an amazing event. So if you've been watching my videos, you've been seeing that I'm putting in my QR code. I'm posting up my commercial for Impact. It's September 5th, 2026, right here in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And it is going to be amazing. This is our second year running, and it's super exciting. We got a great lineup for you of medical professionals, as well as people who are coming to tell their story. So many influencers are coming in from all over, and we have literally people coming from worldwide coming to be part of Impact here in Kalamazoo. So if you're in this area, if you're in the Michiana area, anywhere in Michigan, if you're in Indiana, if you're in Illinois, you need to be coming to Impact. Don't miss it. It's going to be amazing. And so you can check out, if you're on YouTube, you can check out that the thing down in the description box. It will give you information on that. On TikTok, you'll have to find my video that will show you the QR code and go ahead and register. It's going to sell out. I'm seeing we're a little less than 3 months out, and we're probably 3/4 sold out at this point. So it's definitely going to sell out. So you're going to want to get your tickets as soon as you can. And we are also going to be premiering the Healing Humanity documentary. So if you have not heard of that, it is a documentary that is created by Carrie Mann, Homestead Howe, and Adam at Carnivore Today. A very big team working on doing that. I was part of the team early on, but then I just got too swamped. I didn't have the capacity, but I did some of the interviewing and, identifying folks to be interviewed for the movie. So, and then if you look closely inside that movie, you may see somebody that you know there in the movie. Yes. So that has been, I just have been so excited and ecstatic about being able to bring that documentary to Kalamazoo to talk about how are people literally healing themselves with food. It's pretty incredible. So, well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we have Jenna here. Hi, Jenna. So glad that you're here. Also, we have Bible with Keelan. God bless you as well, Keelan. And then Snapshot Sniper. Thank you for that lovely compliment about my hair. I see a lot of people coming in on TikTok as well. Go ahead and say hello. I'm so happy that you are here tonight. I know, I was thinking about TikTok and how pretty much people pop in and out. Y'all pop in and out. So it's okay. It's perfectly fine. I know that the same thing is happening on YouTube. Same thing might be happening on Facebook. But let me know, where are you watching from down in the comments, because I definitely would love to shout out your location. So let me know where you're watching from. I'll try to keep up with it. So tonight I want to talk a little bit about sleep. I don't know about you, but lately I have been having so much issues with my sleep. It has been really bad. And I know that a lot of people who are carnivores say they get really, really great sleep. Um, a couple of things are playing a factor with that. Like maybe having a little bit too much fat, maybe eating too late in the day, those kinds of things that are issues for getting great sleep. So I want to talk about sleep debt because this is really a crisis for us, and I'm not really hearing anybody talking particularly about sleep debt. Um, and so that is a thing that is really problematic. I'm not inviting anybody to co host with me. Thank you so much for trying to join. But yeah, I'm not doing it tonight. So thank you guys. Um, so we think that, this sleep debt is caused by, or being really, really tired is caused by necessarily being lazy. I used to be a person who slept a lot, actually. And I was at the slumber parties and stuff. I was always one of the first people to be asleep. I was the one who could not stay up. I would need to sleep like 12 hours when I was a kid. But as things have gone along, I have realized that I'm challenging. Oh my gosh, Jay Brown, Virginia, what? Oh my gosh, Jay Brown, Virginia says a roach called in my son's ear at daycare and got stuck. Don't take your kid to the daycare with the roaches, please. I mean, I'm like this about roaches, y'all. I'm gonna just sidetrack for just 1 second. I am like this about roaches. Burn the whole place down. Burn it to the ground because I can't tolerate roaches. They are like the worst. And I know that there's multiple different kinds. I'm talking about the infesting kind. Ugh, oh, I can't take it. Now that's terrible. Sorry to hear that. But anyway, we think that, we need supplementation. We take melatonin. We take some basically, okay, I think Jay Brown, Virginia is trolling me, but that's all right. Um, we need some more coffee. We need an energy drink. Or we're just getting old and that's why we can't sleep anymore. But I think that our bodies may be carrying some sleep debt. So tonight I want to talk about what sleep debt is, what happens in the body when we don't sleep, also why there's a connection between sleep, hormones, and metabolism. Also, lack of sleep can make it difficult to lose weight. If you're still trying on your weight loss journey and you're not sleeping well, it could be a problem from trying to get trying to get that weight off, right? Sleep debt, it causes our brains to scramble. I tell you, I was talking on my video today about, or yesterday, about how um, if if you have a job where you need to be very, you know, thinking a lot, like my job is a completely thinking. I need to be have ideas. I need to be a little bit creative. I need to be thinking. I need to remember stuff. And lack of sleep really impacts that. So lately, I have been seeing my sleep debt numbers being very high, in the high range. I wish I could look at it right now. I've been having like 8 hours, 10 hours of sleep debt. That's a problem, right? So, what is sleep debt? Has anybody got an idea or thought about sleep debt at all? It is exactly what it sounds like. So, your body needs a certain amount of hours of sleep per night, and you're consistently getting less than that. And we create this sleep debt. So, I feel like I'm getting probably typically about 5 hours or 5.5 hours of sleep a night. I need 8 hours of sleep. Yes, I do. I don't know about y'all, but I need 8 hours of sleep. And so consistently getting less sleep than I need is becoming a problem for me. And then earlier this week, I got one night where I only had like 3.5 hours of sleep. And, a lot of it has to do with my work schedule. I'm working with teams that are global. So sometimes I have to work At night, I'll have to get up a couple of times a week, at least twice a week. I need to get up and have a phone call 10:30, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night. And then once I'm done with that call, I'm not like just falling directly asleep. I'm still up. It's terrible. It's terrible. Carnivore Ron says, Carnivore Ron, my lifestyle says, I'm from Michigan. Come on, Carnivore Ron, and come out to Impact September 5th. It's the Labor Day weekend, so it's a great time to be able to do it. You'll hopefully be off. So we begin to make excuses for this. Like, I mean, I used to always say, I'm just a tired person. I be sleepy all the time. I wake up tired, all those kinds of things. This is just how I am, you know. And then we tell ourselves that we need less sleep than we actually do. But I think, oh, how about this one? I'll sleep when I'm dead. Come on now. You need to get some sleep. You definitely need to get some sleep. And research does show that most adults need between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, not just time in bed. So, you know, you might be laying in your bed, you might be scrolling, you might be watching TV or doing other activities in your bed at nighttime, but you need to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep. If you're a teenager, and I was talking to my teenagers because I teach the Sunday school, and I was talking to them about how much sleep are they getting. And they're telling me they're getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep. That is no good. It's not enough sleep. I'm sure that they're not able to be their very best selves by getting such a small amount of sleep. So in our culture, I feel like we celebrate exhaustion. We celebrate the fact that oh wow, I only slept 5 hours last night. Like that's a great thing. We celebrate working like 60, 80 hours a week, right? We celebrate that. And we say, well, you know, I get up at 4 o'clock a.m. every day. And we do the grind, right? So we definitely do the grind. Sleep is so critical. We are treating sleep like it's actually optional, and it is not. It is not a luxury. It is a biological requirement that you get good quality sleep at nighttime, right? Preferably at night. Some people work night shifts and stuff like that. I think that does do something to your sleep cycle. You know, like you got to sleep during the day. It's your circadian rhythm. It gets all off, right? So, yeah, sleep is a biological requirement. It's something that we all need, and we cannot outrun it. This chronic sleep deprivation, we can't outrun it. We definitely need to get some time to have good quality sleep. And if we have a lot of high sleep debt, we're going to have to get some extra sleep. So you might need to take a nap in the middle of the day and find ways to get extra sleep. All right. So our bodies are, you know, they're very intelligent. They know that they need sleep and they are racking up that sleep debt. I'm looking at my Aura Ring, my Aura Ring updates, and it's like I'm nervous because my sleep debt is way, way too high. So what is your body doing during the nighttime while you're asleep? It does so much things. And I give this example of the cleanup crew. I want you to think about this, just this analogy of the cleanup crew that comes out at nighttime and they shut that highway down and don't let any traffic through, or they maybe let one lane through, right? While they're doing the road repair on the highway. Okay. So this is similar, right? So it does tissue repair, cellular cleanup, immune system regulation. We're doing hormone production. We're doing just blood sugar regulation, brain cleanup, and stress reduction. All these things are occurring. And Carnivore Teacher Alpha, hey, John, says not enough sleep and we can become insulin resistant from that. And it is not even food related, right? And we know that insulin resistance is a big problem. So, sleep time is when your body literally goes into maintenance mode. It goes into that road work, repair crew mode, right? So, if we're not getting enough sleep, then our cortisol is elevated. Our cortisol is elevated. Our insulin resistance can increase, as carnivore teacher Alpha just said. Our hunger hormones are impacted by the fact that we're not getting enough sleep. So we talk about leptin and ghrelin. Those things are impacted by the fact that we're not getting enough sleep. Our inflammation goes up. I mean, have you ever realized this? This is one thing that I think about sometimes. If you get a good night's sleep, you get on the scale in the morning, your weight may be down. If you only sleep a couple of hours, your body has not had time to regulate, and that inflammation has not had time to go out of your body, right? And our blood pressure goes up when we don't get enough sleep. So our body like literally begins acting like it's under threat. And it is. It really, really is. Have you ever just been so tired that you felt like you were drunk? You got a tired over. You feel like you've been drunk all night and you've been partying all night, but it's just the fact that you just have not gotten enough sleep. You got a tired over. So let's talk a little bit about hormones again. We talk about leptin and ghrelin. Ghrelin tells you when you're hungry. Leptin tells you that you're full. When you don't get enough sleep, your ghrelin increases and your leptin decreases, right? So you get hungry. You feel very hungry, hungrier, more cravings. You want some sugar, you want processed foods, and you want maybe some caffeine to try to wake yourself up. And so, this lack of sleep is really one of the reasons why we are facing a lot of cravings. Now, I say that sugar really impacts our cravings. But what if you're not having sugar and you're still having cravings because you're still not getting enough rest, right? So this is one of the many reasons why people can struggle with cravings. And it always isn't always like you're having a lack of discipline, like I'm just sneaking and cheating and I'm having some sugars here and there. No, sometimes you're just freaking exhausted. You're just exhausted, right? So, carnivore teacher Alpha also says this is a topic not discussed enough. Uninterrupted sleep is so essential. It's so essential. And the reason I'm really talking about this tonight because y'all, I have high sleep debt and I need to figure out some things about it. So even a few nights of restricted sleep can reduce your insulin sensitivity. And everybody should have the goal of being insulin sensitive, okay? We are facing chronic high insulin, chronic high glucose, and with that become our cells become resistant to insulin insensitive, right? So our insulin rises, our cortisol rises again, our fat storage becomes easier when we're exhausted. So if you're trying to get fat off your body, you need to be getting rest. We're trying to fix our metabolic health with food alone, and food is it's like one of the biggest deals, right? But there are other factors that we do need to consider. Once you get that food right, you need to start thinking about the rest of the stuff, right? And so sleep is one of the major pillars of metabolic health, and you cannot ignore it and expect optimal healing. Again, the road needs to close down at night so the workers can come out and get their job done, right? That's what we need to happen. So a lot of us say, I'm doing everything right, but the scale won't move. And one really good question that you need to be asking yourself is, how's your sleep? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you staying up all night scrolling? Sometimes that's me. I got to be honest that sometimes it's me staying up all night scrolling and not getting enough rest, because poor sleep can really wreak havoc on us, right? Our body will not prioritize fat loss when it's in fight or flight mode, right? So that's something that we need to really, really recognize. Another thing is that lack of sleep can cause high inflammation. We know that inflammation is literally causing all manner of disease. I call it all manner of disease. So heart disease, diabetes, obesity, autoimmune conditions, depression, cognitive decline, and many more. So that inflammation literally is causing so much disease, and sleep deprivation increases our inflammatory markers. Okay. So many people in the metabolic health community track markers such as HSCRP, fasting insulin, glucose, and A1C. And sleep or lack of sleep can influence these markers. So the HSCRP is really an inflammatory marker. Our brains need sleep, you guys. Our brains literally need sleep. As I talked about earlier, we, if you have a job where you have to think, some of us have a job that is like, you don't really have to think about it. It's just you do the same actions over and over again, or you don't really need to think about it. Maybe you know it so well you don't need to think very much. But some of us have a job that is like intensely thinking, right? So that cleaning system that is activated during sleep, those waste products and byproducts that are cleared from the brain, right? With the memory gets processed. Our learning is, if you have having problems with sleep and you can't remember nothing, it's probably because you're not getting enough sleep, because those memories get processed during sleep, right? So, also emotional regulation. Are you exhausted and blowing up on everybody? Are you like just losing your grip because you're too tired? I know that happened to me the other day. I was like, you know what? I'm going to bed. I went to bed at like 5:30 and stayed in the bed until 6:30 in the morning and still had high sleep debt. So, I got a problem here. Got a problem here. When we don't sleep, our brain fog increases. Our focus decreases. Our memory gets worse and our mood suffers. So you might think that you are literally losing your mind, and the fact is that you need more sleep. Sometimes we're just completely exhausted and we need to get more sleep. Morning light for circadian rhythm, blue light at night reduction, cold, dark. We're going to talk about this, John. Absolutely. Cold, dark, silent bedroom. So many things we can do to make sleep easier. So, another thing that you need to know and you need to think about is that poor sleep can affect your mental health, right? It has a strong association with anxiety, depression, irritability that we just talked about. I'm like losing it. Oh, I hope my volume is not really low. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. I don't have a microphone. Let me turn my microphone. Let me know if it's better. My microphone was kind of angled a little weird way. Hopefully that's better. Anyway, it when you're tired, your problem feels bigger. Oh, that's great. Perfect. Thank you very much. Problems feel bigger. Everything feels overwhelming. Your stress feels heavier. Your patience is running out. And y'all know, if you know me, I got these kids up in here, 5 of them. And, I keep saying this is not my time of life. I'm old now. I'm about to be 60 in just a few days. And basically, I got to have patience. I got to have more patience. And I can't afford to be so exhausted that I'm snapping, right? Improving your sleep will improve your mental and emotional resilience, okay? So what are the things that are impacting our sleep? I'm just going to give you a short list of some of the things that are impacting our sleep. We got things that are working against us. Number one, the big number one Thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday is coming right around the corner. Screens, right? Phones, tablets, televisions expose us to that blue light late in the evening. Now, I know on my phone there is a blue light remover. Some people wear the blue light glasses. Um, and so that's going to be, something that will help. But staying up scrolling on your phone all night is literally an unhealthy activity. It's very bad for you. You think about what's happening in your brain as you're scrolling TikTok, which I love. I really love it. But that dopamine hit, it's just boom, 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 boom. And, and then we can't stop. Have anybody ever experienced this where you say, I'm going to scroll for 30 minutes? Maybe you even set a timer on your phone and you said, I'm only going to scroll for just this 30 minutes and then I'm going to turn my phone off and go to sleep. 2 hours later, you still scrolling. You done turned off that alarm because you're like, whatever that was that I was watching, I got to go to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, right? So, this is something that happens. I think it happens to us all. We need to have a little discipline around it and like turn it off. It's very, very challenging. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. My birthday's coming up in July, so it's a few days away. So those phones, tablets, and televisions expose us to light late into the evening. And if you think about ancestrally, we slept when it was dark and we woke up with the sun. And so now we have all this light in our faces all the time, right? So again, artificial light. I got my little ring light up there. That's artificial light. And again, our bodies evolved with sunlight and darkness. And now we have daylight all day long and all night long, right? So modern life keeps us exposed to light around the clock. What about stress? Stress is a big factor. And I'll tell you guys, for me, my new job is such a different um, energy pattern, can I call it? It's much more stressful than my old job was, which I knew everything. I was the expert in what I was doing. I was the one who designed and created the system, and I knew it backwards and forwards. I knew when it was going to go get hot, when it was going to lighten up, all of the things about it. Started a new job, and it's like, whoa. Of course, we call it drinking from the fire hose. And so that's what I've been doing. So stress is a big factor. Having young children in the house can be a stressful situation. Maybe you're back in school and you're trying to get your education. That can be stressful, right? So, you might have financial stress. I think a lot of people are struggling financially right now. We got a lot of debt going on in our country, and we got a lot of stress, financial stress, and trying to make it work, trying to make ends meet. And maybe sometimes the ends don't be meeting, and that causes stress. What about health? You might have some health related issues, some challenges that you're facing within your health, and you're still working and you're still on your health journey, right? And so those things all bring stress, and stress can be a big factor for lack of sleep. If you're up all night worrying about whatever it is that you're worrying about, it could really impact your sleep. Another thing is that if you're on a high sugar diet, you may be experiencing blood sugar swings throughout the night. Or, even a cortisol spike can cause your blood glucose to rise during the night. So those blood sugar swings can cause you to have unstable energy and basically not get enough sleep. Maybe you're waking up multiple times during the night. You keep waking up. I know that sometimes this happens to me, and I'm sometimes just like, why am I awake right now? What happened that now I am awake, or I'm waking up every 2 hours? That is so frustrating. I hate that. So, what about caffeine? Does anybody else drink caffeine? I'm still drinking coffee. I know some of us amazing carnivores have given up coffee. I did it for a year and then I brought it back in, And so I still do have coffee. Y'all see it on my videos every day. I have a delicious coffee. And yes, but I don't have coffee after 12. Afternoon, I'm done with the coffee because I'm like, if I have coffee in the afternoon, I'm going to be up all night. Even if I have decaf in the evening, it's going to keep me up all night. So those things can impact your ability to sleep. So Scooby the dog says, yes, Robin, I'm so happy to see you talking about the light. I'm very much into light, EMFs, and circadian biology. It's an important factor in this new world we live in. And Carnivore Ron says, I drink very light tea. Okay. What about aging? Does aging cause poor sleep? So a lot of people will say, as I got older, I just couldn't sleep as much. I couldn't sleep as long. I'm older now. I just don't sleep. So sleep patterns can change with age. And I definitely feel, as I said earlier on in this video, when I was a kid, I was the person who was asleep. I mean, even my grandkids would say to me, okay, it's 7 o'clock. It's time for grandma to go to bed. Everybody knew that I have to go to bed early because I need to sleep like 8 to 10 hours. But now that I'm getting a little older, I can't fall asleep that early no more. I really just can't. Scooby the dog says never giving up my coffee, but only in the morning. Absolutely, for sure, for sure. So yeah, sleep patterns can change with age. However, we should not simply just accept poor sleep, right? We had, things like sleep apnea, stress, medications. If you're taking medications, blood sugar issues, and other health conditions can contribute to the fact that you're having poor sleep. Also, if you're a heavy snorer, you're waking up exhausted, you're falling asleep during the day, you might need to get a sleep evaluation and see what's going on. Are you having like sleep apnea or some other kind of sleep disorder? There's a sleep disorder that causes narcolepsy, I think it's called. Y'all ever heard of that? Causes people to just fall asleep randomly, but they're not getting good, high quality sleep. Very, very crazy. Oh, listen to this, you guys. Carnivore Ron, my lifestyle, says, my hair was gray, but with carnivore, my hair color returned maybe 90%. That is very amazing. And I have heard a number of carnivores say that they have had their graying hair turn back to their natural color when they go on carnivore. So I think it may be caused by inflammation. I mean, as I said, I think that inflammation causes all manner of diseases. All right. So let's talk about some things that we can do because I really need some ideas. And if you guys have ideas about how to get better sleep, go ahead and drop them in the comments. So, number one is that we need to prioritize sleep. That whole scrolling thing where you promise yourself 30 minutes and you scrolling for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. If the lady is popping up and saying, are you scrolling instead of sleeping again? Have you guys seen her? Oh my gosh, she gets on my nerves. Don't be popping up on me. Yeah, are you scrolling again instead of sleeping? Set your timer, and you might need to leave that phone outside the room. You know what I'm saying? I know that probably that's what I need to do is leave the phone outside the room. Okay. So Ron says, I used a CPAP. Now I don't. Same here, Ron. I sometimes use it, but very rarely. And my sleep apnea has gone down way, 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 way down. So yes, but I'll go into like a couple of the things that can cause it because it's inflammation in the throat. And literally, if I get a hold of something that has a seed oil, I need to wear my CPAP. I need to wear my CPAP. So I sometimes accidentally get it at restaurants, and I eat out like more than I want to because I like to cook my own food. I want to know exactly what's in the food. This past week I had hot dogs, Angus beef hot dogs. And I didn't read the ingredients, and I see now that they had sugar in it, and I needed to wear my CPAP because inflammation, right? So, yes, inflammation can be hugely problematic. All right, so prioritize your sleep. Make sure that you are putting that sleep on your calendar. Like, go to bed, go to bed, go to sleep. Not just be in the bed, but go to sleep, right? Reduce your evening light. So we're going to dim the lights. Do you guys have your blackening window covers? Your curtains, do they have blackening or darkening on the back of them so that your room can be dark? Yeah, dim the lights and limit screens. You're really supposed to limit screens for like 2 hours before you go to bed. I don't know how feasible that is for a lot of us to limit our screen time for 2 hours before bed. I don't know. I don't know because I'm trying to get a video out every day. That means I'm working on a video till bedtime, right? I think John, carnivore teacher Alpha, mentioned this already about getting the morning sunlight to help set your circadian rhythm. And when you go outside in the morning and you get that first morning sunlight, take your glasses off and let the sun get inside your eyes. Yes, I mean, I'm not telling you to go outside and look at the sun, but let the sunshine get inside of your eyes. It definitely helps regulate your circadian rhythm. John's saying I use a white noise machine. It smothers external sounds like street noise or the AC sound or other sounds like bedmates snoring or breathing. Okay, that's good. That's something that we can add to the list is a white noise machine. Keep your bedroom cool. And so people sleep better in cooler temperatures. I know that I do. I actually sleep with a fan. I keep turning it on and off because, I'm a woman of a certain age. And so basically, sometimes I'm hot, sometimes I'm cold. Anyway, yeah. Sleep in a cooler temperature. You know, it's summer now. It's been a little cool here in Michigan, but we were having some 90-degree weather. That means, we need a little cooling in the room because you don't want to have to sleep in 90-degree weather, right? Limit late caffeine. So like I said, do not use caffeine after 12 o'clock. That's the goal for me is to not have caffeine after 12 o'clock. And so stopping caffeine earlier in the day, if you're a coffee drinker or a tea drinker. Now, some people actually don't have the same effect from caffeine. They literally can drink caffeine and go to sleep. But that is not me. It used to be me, but it's not me anymore. So, Carnivore Ron says, I have a window AC in the bedroom. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Eat satisfying meals, right? Protein and adequate, not adequate. Go on and be a carnivore. Get that nutrition right. Not everybody has to be a carnivore. I realize that. But I have to because plants do not agree with me. And so, for the most part. Yeah, making sure that you're being satiated. I think eating earlier can be better. So sometimes I will stop eating by like 4 or 5 in the evening because I sleep better when I have a nice meal earlier in the day, a good meal earlier in the day. And then develop that routine. So being consistent can really, really, really make a difference as far as getting good sleep. And if you have any other ideas, go ahead and drop those down in the chat. I love the white noise machine idea. I think that that's a really great idea. If you have noise in the background that can block out other noises. Has anybody tried, I'm going to call it the tinfoil hat. Have y'all tried it? The EMF blocker. I am going to try it because I have heard that those silver lined hats can really block the EMFs and help you to get better sleep. So that's something that I really want to try They're pricey though. So that's something that I have it in my, like, I need to save up and get one of these bucket. Yes. So has anybody tried it yet? I would love to hear your thoughts about the EMF blocker. So, what are my thoughts about the 3 a.m. wake up that many people experience? I think it can have a lot to do all the things that we just talked about, right? But I really do believe that those cortisol spikes at night can be a big factor on waking up multiple times a night. Um, and so also, we talked about scrolling. Just our brains are on all the time. And so you could talk about stress. Are you stressed out? And so a lot of people are experiencing this, and some people are waking up multiple times a night. So I do definitely want to touch on grounding, which I think is a huge benefit. I sleep with a grounding mat on my bed every night, and I have been doing that for about maybe about 3 or 4 years now. No, longer than that, probably 5 years. I've had a grounding mat that I sleep with on my bed. But going outside and discharging that electromagnetic energy that's inside of your body. So they talk about hug a tree, go outside barefoot, put your feet on the grass, put your feet on the ground, and let that electromagnetic energy get out of your body. Um, and so, yes, we definitely have static built up inside of ourselves. So, grounding can be a really great thing. And a lot of people get some really great benefits from grounding. I can tell you, when I first started grounding, I could not lift my arm. My arm was stuck. I had like a locked shoulder. And basically, I put that grounding mat on my bed, and eventually that locked shoulder just unlocked. My husband said he had amazing, vivid dreams when he put it on the bed. Um, and so, basically, it really can benefit. I think that you can get some better sleep um, from grounding for sure. And so, let's see, what else do we have? Carnivore Ron says I stopped eating by noon. I'm not seeing too many comments over on the TikTok, but that's okay. Stop eating by noon, sometimes 9 a.m. Some people swear by grounding sheets and getting better sleep. Scooby the Dog says this is a great topic, Robin. Tonight I'm going to recommit to little to no light and no screens after sunset. Good job, Scooby the Dog. That's great. That's great. And then let's see here. Carnivore Ron says, I heard that eating a small amount of butter before bed can help with that cortisol. I've not done it yet. I also have heard that that is a possibility. I say, like, experiment. Do your experiments and see what works for you. Some people can eat that fat before bed. Some people can eat butter. Somebody might want to do a little piece of frozen fat, like raw fat, pop it like a pill, and let that work and see if that helps them to sleep better. And then she's saying, I think there's something to certain fabrics or materials blocking the EMFs. I just don't know how much overall effect it has on your face, and the rest of your body would still be exposed. So I'm talking about this part right here. Just this, like, covering my brain up and not letting all the, Wi-Fi and all the different electronics get into my brain at night. I'm going to try it, you guys. I'm going to order it and I'm going to try it, and I will come back and let you know, did it do anything for my sleep. So, interesting about the grounding mat. Now, see, I'd be dubious if I didn't hear it from you. I'm telling you, it worked. It worked. I got mine from a company called Earthing, and they have a book, and it talks all about it and how this person got into basically grounding and getting that electromagnetic stuff out of your body. So, if you are transitioning to a carnivore or animal based lifestyle, a lot of people on carnivore just report that they get better sleep. They really do. From the beginning, they might say, oh man, my sleep just improved so much. They maybe stopped getting up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. That's another thing that can cause you to get up at 3 a.m. is if you got to go potty. And so, and then carnivores also report stable energy and less afternoon fatigue. Now, I don't get the afternoon fatigue like I did when I was eating carbs, right? And so that was a huge problem. And let's see, Toughman Rich just got the #1 viewer badge. Thank you, Toughman Rich. So glad that you are here. And everybody else. Somebody's saying that on TikTok saying that you've got to discharge. Absolutely. You need to get that stuff out of your body. 100%. I don't see too many comments on TikTok, but that's okay. Thank you all for being here. And so, yeah, so carnivores often report, thank you, Carnivore Ron, thanks for being here. Carnivores often report that they get better sleep. That is not my story. That is just not my story. I'm not the one who's getting better sleep just by going carnivore. So I need to do some other things to try to help myself. So we'll come back and we'll talk about this again after I have a chance to really try to implement some changes and updates to try to fix what's going on and see if I can't get my sleep debt down. When I was traveling a lot over the last few months. My sleep debt just kept going up and up and up and up because sleeping away from home was challenging. And so I will let you guys know. So I'm going to let y'all know about the sleep hat. Toughman Rich says get the morning sun. Absolutely. Make sure you get that morning sunlight in your eyes. Take your glasses off if you wear glasses and let the sun come on in and reset your circadian rhythm. So during the adaptation phase, though, some people do experience those temporary sleep disturbances and they might settle down. So, there's factors here to what's going on with our sleep. And your food does matter. What you are eating matters. If you're eating a lot of sugar, it's going to be problematic. It will be problematic. Make sure you're managing your stress. Make sure that you're putting that phone down at night. I need to really take my own words very seriously because I am the one who's like, just 30 minutes. I'm going to just do 30 minutes. And then I'm finding myself scrolling a couple hours later. So I need to put a little bit more discipline there. So let's ask ourselves some questions. Just a few questions I want you to think about. Am I actually rested? Am I getting enough rest? When was the last time I woke up refreshed? I actually woke up refreshed a couple of days ago. I told y'all I went to bed 5:30 in the afternoon and slept until 6. And I woke up feeling great, but my sleep debt was still like 7 or 8 hours, which is crazy, right? Have I normalized exhaustion? Like, this is just the way things are. This is my life. This is how I work. Have I just normalized the fact that I'm exhausted all the time? And am I carrying a long period of time of high sleep debt? And so Toughman Rich says, that's perfect. You went to bed at sunset. Yes, I did. All right. I don't know how you're in a different chat now, Scooby the Dog. I only have one channel. So sometimes that answer is not going to be another supplement. I think about melatonin a lot because I think a lot of people take melatonin for sleep. Melatonin doesn't work for me like very well. If I take sometimes it'll work. If I take it for too many days in a row, it won't work anymore. Those kinds of things. It's not just about, having that willpower to go to sleep or willpower to put your phone down. Might have to do some discipline, right? Because willpower works very little. But yeah, our bodies are asking us to get rest. And so I'm asking you to think about it. Are you getting enough rest? What kind of sleep hygiene things can you put there to help yourself get more rest? And hopefully by the time next time I come back and talk about this again, we'll all be getting better rest. All right, you guys, we're getting ready to close out, but I want to just reiterate that we are having a meetup in Kalamazoo, Michigan, September 5th, 2026. It's going to be right here in Kalamazoo. And we have just an amazing, amazing lineup. We got Dr. Kiltz and Dr. Nelson. Do you guys know Nurse Laura? She's amazing. And we've got Carrie Man and Emma Man. I think that Jen might be coming. I'm really hoping, I'm just like calling it in that Jen is going to be here also. And then we have influencers coming from all over the place coming in. So you're going to come in and meet some of your favorite influencers. Here's some really amazing stories of healing and watch the Healing Humanity documentary. Come out, be a part of it. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see you here in Michigan. All right, you guys, I will see you. Let's see, I'll be back on Monday night for Hey Sister Girl. And then next weekend, I will be with Coach Sherrod for our new show, which is called Coach's Corner. You can watch that on YouTube. All right, y'all. See you next time. Bye, everybody. Let's see. Let's go up.